everybody? It's time for another episode of Talking with Topher. This is episode 267. It is May 15th, 2025. And hey, I'm pretty sure if this comes out, we're all still alive. You know what I'm saying? So before we get into anything today, let me start off the way I always do by saying thank you to all of you out there, all my subscribers. You're what's keeping me coming back week after week, and I greatly appreciate you. If you're new to the podcast, remember to subscribe, all right? And then don't forget about your opportunity. That's right. You want to be a guest? You want to tell your story? talkinwithtopher@gmail.com is the official email of the podcast. Send an audio, video, or type it out. The link tree, it's in the description below the video, along with all the links discussed on today's podcast. And now, with all that out of the way, let's get into today's episode. It has been a crazy couple weeks. I have not been able to record, so I'm doing it on a day that I should be editing. I like to cram as much into a day as possible because I like to say how I never have any time anymore. No, seriously, today is a crazy day. I have got 3 appointments that I'm very excited about. I've got jiu-jitsu this afternoon, hopefully. I've got podcasts to get edited and get the audio up for all of you tomorrow. And then I still got to finish all the rest of the stuff. And we got a puppy. And if I can, I'll put a picture up right here. She is adorable, everybody. Yeah, so I think we made it probably about 6 weeks. 6 weeks after Barry's passing, and we have a new puppy. She's a lab something mix, another rescue, and she actually wasn't even supposed to be there. So we show up at the farm. We go to the Live and Let Live farm in Chichester, New Hampshire. My wife's old friend's mother owns it, and always have treated us right. They're just amazing, amazing people there at the farm. We show up, and we're looking at this 3-year-old, Rocco, and he is adorable. He's a ball of energy, but he's a big dog, and I was a little hesitant just because of the simple fact that he was so big. And I was like, I don't know if my backyard fence can contain him. I was more worried about the structure keeping him in the yard than anything else. He just seemed like a little bit of a troublemaker like Barry used to be. Always the escape artist. You know what I mean? It didn't matter how much I barricaded something. He would always escape on me. So we went inside the building to go look at the puppies and the 8-month-old and the year-old, and I think there was like a 1.5 or 2-year-old in there. There was another 3 or 4 dogs inside. So we go inside and we're like looking, and she's like, "Yeah, Mom told me that a dog was just dropped off." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, this dog just came back. I guess." Her name was Galaxy, and she got adopted, went to a house. The people loved her very much. I think they held on to her for about 2 weeks, and they said their 8-year-old dog and 9-year-old cat, I might have the ages mixed up, were having like major complications, eating, all kinds of stuff changed. So because it was causing stress on their older animals, we went up on Sunday, which technically from today was 2 days ago. And now sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So they bring her back at 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. And we showed up at 2:06 Sunday afternoon. So that dog had been in that kennel for 1 hour and 6 minutes. No one even knew she had been returned. That's how fresh it was. So we are now what do we foster parents in training? So we're gonna hang on to her for a couple days. She's got to get some shots and all this other stuff, but she's not going anywhere. She's not going anywhere. She has lit up both me and my wife. I do have to say, there's a lot of stuff with puppies that I'm not looking forward to, but there's a lot of stuff I look forward to with a puppy that you have a little bit more of a hill to get over with a 3-year-old dog. Instead of making habits, you would be breaking the ones that don't fit in the house. So I don't know what's easier. I don't know if we made the right decision, but what I do know is I had already spoken to Mom, and I told her I feel really bad about Rocco. He's a super, super cute, energetic, really, just kisses all over the place. Like that, whoever had that dog definitely treated it right and definitely taught it to be as friendly as possible. And it paid off. So I felt really good when we got the phone call letting us know that Rocco got adopted that day too. So I couldn't see myself breaking a dog of habits or trying to implement new ones on a 3-year-old is going to be so much more difficult than dealing with a puppy who acquired 2 weeks worth of habits and probably in 6 weeks won't even remember that. But I will say, Archer came with us to the farm where he is originally from, and that dog knew where he was. He hadn't been there in 10 years. 10 years. Because he went up with my wife when she picked up Barry. So it's been 10 years since he's been there. And man, he was like, oh, I remember this place. It's so cool to see them remember things because their sense of smell is so locked in. Like we are visually, we remember visually, right? I think it goes, we do have smells. There's not smells there. But I don't know about you, but over the years, and I don't know if it had anything to do with everything that's happened, but I've lost my sense of smell. I don't know if anybody else, if you hadn't gotten COVID or whatever, you may still have a sense of smell left. But I feel like a lot of us lost our sense of smell during this time with this virus. But I don't know. I think we are more visually, I don't know if it's trained or what, but, we remember a lot of stuff off of visuals. And then a smell will hit us and it will trigger a memory. But, man, that dog was all over the place. Like he had been there all his life. It was pretty cool, but yeah, we ended up getting a puppy and now life is even full of more things to do and there's less time to get it done in. So we're going to get into Topher's topics and theories. All right, everybody. We're going to have some fun. There's some crazy stuff going on. As always, this world that we live in today is wild, but I have to agree with my friend. This is the best time to be alive, everybody. Look at the stuff we're dealing with, the stuff we're talking about. It's all out of a sci-fi fantasy novel, is it not? The stuff that we're doing today is so crazy, amazing, and mind-blowing. If you don't think this is the best time to be alive, man, just look at history, okay? I know there's people out there, they dress up like Renaissance people and they go to the King Richard's Fair and they're like, wouldn't life be better if we were back here? No, no, it wouldn't. If you cut your finger and it got infected, you lost your hand. That's terrible. Today, I cut my finger, I put some antibacterial on it, wrap it up in a Band-Aid, and 2 weeks later, my finger's healed. That's called amazing, everybody. And that's not one of the most simplistic things we've come up with over the last 100 some odd years. So, no, living in the past does not sound like a good idea. Living where I am today, which is we're in the future, everybody. We're in the future. Where have we all wanted to be, right? You watch a movie, you watch anything, and you're like, wow, they went to the future. What would it be like if I lived in the future? Well, wake up, everybody, because we're here in the future. And in the future, these things are happening. This is so crazy to me. So this guy is saying that I beat gravity. American scientists stunned as revolutionary anti-gravity invention destroys laws of physics. If this guy actually did recreate or create a way to propel us without expelling accelerant or fuel, then we would be on the same path as the explanation for all the spaceships and stuff that we see today, where they actually push energy, right? And they can hover. So maybe we are finally there. Or maybe we're just figuring out something we've already figured out before. I'm not sure. But I mean, this could be huge, right? If we're no longer accounting for fuel, weight, there was a way to just make it hover by forcing energy around it somehow. I don't know. That would be exactly what we've always said we've seen flying around in the sky, right? I mean, it flew over me. And it just sat there and it hovered. Like this energy was being forced from it, holding it up, like suspending it. Maybe we are finally there. Maybe we're finally there. It is very interesting to me. I wish there was a video for it, but unfortunately there's not. But maybe this guy, I saw at least a dozen articles that are saying that what he is finding out is extremely, extremely exciting, because it could change the way we travel, period. Completely different. Every bit of travel could be completely different if we weren't expelling fuel anymore. And I guess it would be better than batteries, right? 'Cause I don't know. I'm still against the electric thing. It's not my biggest fan. I'm not its biggest fan, That's pretty crazy, man. This is where we're at. We're in the future, everybody. This is the future. Scientists have achieved record-shattering results after testing Limitless energy device. Experiments will continue with increased power. What? Okay. This limitless energy we are trying to acquire is right here in the planet, everybody. It's right here. You can get it in your backyard. I've been talking about it for months now. Months. The earth is an energy source, everybody. There is ways to pull energy out of the earth. It is becoming more and more clear to me. But let's see what these scientists have achieved. In a groundbreaking leap towards cleaner, more affordable energy, scientists in France held a fusion reaction steady for over 22 minutes, shattering the previous world record. If that number sounds insignificant, here's why it's a big deal. That is 1,337 seconds of controlled, blazing hot plasma, the critical ingredient needed to power nuclear fusion. A nearly limitless energy source that does not rely on polluting fuels like gas, coal, or oil. This milestone brings us one step closer to a dream energy future. One where our homes, cities, and electric cars are powered by technology that mimics the sun, minus the radioactive waste and environmental damage of traditional nuclear power. Ooh. Fusion works by merging lightweight atoms together at super high temperatures, think 180 million degrees Fahrenheit, releasing massive amounts of energy into the process. The only byproduct is helium, a harmless gas. It's also a global team effort. Countries like China, the European Union, India, Japan, South Korea, Russia, and the United States are working together on a larger fusion project called ITER, International Thermonuclear Experimental Reactor. That all sounds terrible, everybody. That sounds terrible. I'm sorry. A thermonuclear experimental reactor. I don't know about those words all being linked together. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain words that should not be next to each other, like healthy Coke. That doesn't exist. Somebody said that to me the other day. I think it doesn't matter. It was fucking hilarious because I'm like, wait a minute, those words can't be next to each other. That's impossible. That stuff takes rust off of nails. So, nope, not healthy. But this, pretty interesting. I still believe there is more to the pyramids, the stuff that they're finding, this limitless energy we are chasing. If we would just listen to the Tartarians, if we would just look at the Enoch or whatever, the book of Enoch, I don't know. I can't pronounce shit right now. I am tired, everybody. I've gotten 3 hours of sleep, but I'm still doing what I'm doing. But anyways, the book of Enoch. Thank you. And so when you look at these things, they have a past inside of them where energy was limitless. It was everywhere. There was ways to transfer it. There was way to capture it. And there was ways to work with the Earth's energy that is already here for us. So I don't know if we need any of this other shit, or if we should just take a page out of their book and try to recreate something that says that people try to tell me never existed. Why won't you try it? What is the harm if it works? What is the harm? What is the harm? I'll tell you what the harm is. The harm is I can't bottle that energy up and put it into a fucking bomb. That's what the problem with it is. We can't weaponize it. That's what the problem is. It's always the problem. If we don't have a way to turn it into a weapon, it has no use for them. So all these new things that they're coming up with, mark my word, if this guy makes a limitless energy, propulsion, no fuel, they're going to use it on rockets, missiles, drones, and anything else that helps them acquire an upper hand in war. That's what it's all about. World domination. First one to make it wins. So if they have a way to make an endless energy and put it into a weapon, which could be bigger than the biggest atomic nuclear missile that's out there today, which I don't know if you know this. I don't know the name of it, but it's Russian. And I watched the video. Its initial blast is not as big as their smallest one, but the radiation push from it is over 44 miles. One of the largest radiation circumferences that one of these destructive nuclear missiles could do to any of us. And everybody has the capable of making it to anybody out there. But good news is they've only got, I think it was either 43 or 63 of those in production, where our biggest little nuclear missile that we have over 280 of them. Like, it's so scary. It's so scary. So in the grand scheme of things, Russia's got the biggest ones, annihilating massive amounts of people. but they've got a limited amount of them. Where ours will cause massive destruction. It's a good amount, like it's not a little. But we have over 280 of those. And if we were to let every single one of them off, they would take 3 countries to team up together to equal the massive amounts of a destruction that we could unveil on the world. So watching that video just like completely blew my mind. But it makes me think like we're getting to a point where they need something like this for a weapon, you know? All right. 1,200,000 tons per year projected Middle East city to power Earth for a millennia. Now, I saw this and I was like, what are we doing here? What is this, a power plant? Look at this thing. This is all built in the water. Now, I don't know if this is actually finished or not, or if I'm looking at a concept. But look, I have a problem with we always build shit in the water, on the water, near the water, and yet, if you look at certain maps, if all the ice was supposedly going to melt all around the world, no more ice caps, right? They're all gone. There was a map. New Hampshire survived. But you want to know the crazier part about New Hampshire surviving? Half of Maine makes it. New York is pretty much gone, which is super, like half of it's gone. Massachusetts almost totally gone, which is really scary. But New Hampshire now would have beachfront property. Like, I mean, California, Florida, most of Texas, just gone. So when I see something like this, I'll put it back up on the screen, and you have this giant, I mean, that is giant, everybody. That's a city. That's a city right there. I wish we could zoom in on it and see what they were actually thinking about, like, what is this? But this is a massive, massive structure. So this has a base, it has a floor, and then everything built on top of it. So unless this shit floats with the level of the water, this is just all gonna possibly one day wind up underwater, right? Like the floods, the mudslides, everything that's been buried underneath us that we're slowly uncovering and figuring out was way more advanced than we are. We always do this to ourselves. We build these things on the water, and it could possibly turn out really bad for us, you know? So let's see here. Saudi Arabian project aims to construct a massive green hydrogen plant. Oh, they actually want to use the fucking water for power. Oh, wow. Oh, maybe it would. Oh, wow. Maybe it would actually work then. Okay, so the NEOM, Green Hydrogen Project, represents a global scale initiative that exceeds the status of simple clean energy thinking. Saudi Arabia executes Visions 2030 as its national initiative to transform its economy from reliance of fossil fuels while enlarging its renewable energy investments. The facility based at NEOM City will utilize solar and wind energy to execute electrolysis process for water separation into hydrogen and oxygen products. The renewable energy source used for hydrogen production create an entirely green reaction that prevents harmful carbon emissions. What? If this is remotely true, this is going to change everything. So they want to have this done by 2030. It's incredible what we can build in such a little amount of time now. But not the pyramids. Not the pyramids, everybody. Can't build those. Nope. Sure can't. But yeah, this is going to be crazy, man. Hydrogen. So now that they want to make a full, like, on power plant based around hydrogen, are we going to have to take out the whole continent? Haven't we been stopping hydrogen production forever? Everybody who's involved with it dies. So what? We're going to have to take out this whole thing just to stop it from actually happening? I don't know. Russel Brand, UK comedian and actor, charged with multiple counts of rape and sexual assault. This makes me so angry because I have a hard time believing it. And I know this is going to upset a lot of you. I'm not trying to be like, whoa, you did. No, what I'm saying is way too many people have been put underneath this umbrella. People cry wolf, and people say things that have happened to them are something that they're not. I've kind of seen it all happen. We've seen it happen to a bunch of comedians. We've seen it happen to actors and all the people, right? Doesn't matter. But again, I stood behind a few people that I really believed were innocent and did not deserve what they got. And you know what? I was right before. And I don't know if all of this is going to stick, but I am one of the people that's hoping that it doesn't. I'm hoping that this is all false accusations. And I'm really hoping to find out more by watching this video.
All right, turning now to some breaking news out of the UK. London's Metropolitan Police has charged actor and comedian Russel Brand with rape as well as multiple counts of assault. CBS News senior foreign correspondent Holly Williams is following the developments for us out of the UK in our London newsroom. So Holly, this sort of broke just a couple of hours ago. What more can you tell us about these charges?
Good morning, Vlad. Well, the British police said in a statement that Russel Brand has been charged with rape, indecent assault and sexual assault. The charges relate to 4 separate women. All of the alleged incidents occurred here in the UK, and they date back to between 1999 and 2005. Now, as you'll remember, Russel Brand starred in several Hollywood films, including perhaps most famously Forgetting Sarah Marshall. He was briefly married to Katy Perry between 2010 and 2012. And more recently, he became a sort of self-help guru with his own podcast. Here in the UK, he originally made his name as a stand-up comedian. The British police say they began investigating in September 2023, and they say they received a number of allegations after the British media reported claims of sexual assault made by multiple women. At the time, Brand strongly refuted all of the allegations, saying that while he had been promiscuous in the past, all of his relationships were consensual, and he has continued to maintain his innocence. In February, Brand attended an event at Mar-a-Lago hosted by Mike Flynn, who served as National Security Advisor during the first Trump administration. CBS News has reached out to Russel Brand's representatives for comment on the charges.
So then what happens next, Holly?
So the British police say that Russel Brand will appear at a magistrate's court on the 2nd of May, where it's expected he'll be asked to enter a plea. The police say that the investigation remains open, and they've urged anyone else who may have information to come forward. Vlad.
Oh, boy. Well, I don't know, man. I'm on the fence. I don't want to imagine people that I like and that well, come on. We idolize these people, right? We look at them and they're like, oh my goodness, he's on the big screen. He's so cool. I love his podcast. He's always pushing against everybody. And then you have to picture him like, I don't know, with his dick out running around, like, get over here type of situation. Like, I have a hard time believing it because I find it so weird to act this way. I'm not powerful. I'm not rich. But, I mean, so many people are actually kind of like this that it's really worrisome. Why can't men keep their dicks in their pants? What is so hard about it? What is so hard about it? Well, that's the problem, right? I guess I just answered my own question. Are we that mentally fucking weak that we can't keep our dicks in our pants? Are we literally this childish where we're just expecting to take it out and they're supposed to dive all, like, I just want to go into the brain of somebody who sexually assaults or sexually manipulates people, because I don't understand it. It's just like somebody who rapes, somebody who takes advantage of children. I don't understand what your disconnect, your malfunction is. So if he really did do this, he's a piece of shit. I don't condone this. I don't get on the side of it. But I want the full story to come out before I actually say, oh, yes. It's not over yet. We have to go to court. I'm so tired of everybody being like, nope, he's guilty, cancel him, get rid of him, da-da-da-da-da-da. Now, I don't know if Rumble has stopped his podcast from being up. I think that would be completely and absolutely wrong to do. If he is not guilty or in prison or whatever, then he should be able to still continue on doing what he's doing. And hopefully Rumble has been as cool as they are, allowing everybody to put up their content. Hopefully his content is still going up if he's capable of recording. But because we need to stand by the innocent until proven guilty. But this world that we live in is guilty until proven innocent, which is wrong. It's wrong. If somebody accuses somebody of something else, you have to allow the laws and the process to go through and for the outcome to be proven before everybody makes an assumption about somebody. But we're so quick to just call them what it is because women have never lied before, right? They've never said somebody did something to benefit themselves and to just smear somebody, right? It's never happened. Yeah, okay. So equally as negative as doing the action. I'm sorry, they're equals in that point. You are destroying somebody's life. If somebody's life is being destroyed on either end, it's wrong. It's wrong, everybody. You know? So I really am hoping that this is another one of those Me Too situations that turns out to just kind of maybe cause him a financial giant hiccup like Brian Callen and Chris D'Elia. But it will be really sad if this turns out to be true. It really will. But I mean, I'm not sticking up for him and I'm not saying it's an excuse. But people have addictive personalities. Russel Brand is no different. He's talked about his addictions and this and that. And I bet you within those addictions, there was sexual addictions as well. So, I mean, who knows why people do what they do. We won't know until they tell us. But I will tell you, I really, really wish sometimes I could get into that mind so that I could understand why you're thinking this or why you're feeling this, or maybe we could understand and help you turn it off. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know about this one. We'll find out more as the story unravels, as court comes up, blah, 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 blah. States move to ban or restrict use of synthetic dyes using candies and cereals. Yay, everybody. This is great news. Look, there's a bunch of stuff that's going on today in our administration that's crazy, right? they're spending more money, they're doing this isn't working, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. No, you're not giving it enough time, first of all. It's only been over 100 days, and he's got another fucking 3 years and 9 months to go, or whatever it is. So, slow down, everybody, because there are some good things coming out of this, all right? They're finally attacking the food industry. For all the things that I've been saying for years, I mean, over a decade, I've been saying, if you want to know if you should be consuming it, you should be looking at other countries, because there's reasons why they're not allowed to sell it in their country. But yet the assholes here in America don't give a shit about what's actually poisoning us, so they just put anything that they want into our food, and we gobble it up like fucking bunch of zombies, and we're all being poisoned. So now it's time to start going by other countries' regulations and getting rid of this shit. I am very excited about this because this needs to be happening.
And earlier this week, the FDA announced the ban of red dye number 3, the controversial ingredient often found in drinks, candy, and cereal. I'm joined now by Dr. Tara Kester, an integrated pediatrician at Penn State Health Children's Hospital. Thank you so much for joining us, Doctor. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so we all know red dye. This is something that's been around for a long time. You see it in a lot of foods, as we mentioned, candy, cereal. So talk a little bit about what is the general health concern for the ban of red dye number 3?
Yeah, so red dye number 3 has been around for a really long time. Back in the 80s, there were some studies in rodents that looked at increased risk of thyroid cancer in rats that consumed a large amount of this red dye. And so the concern at that time was, is this translatable to humans? And there's also some provisions from the FDA that if they find this in rats or animals, that we should not include it in products that are approved by the FDA. And so that's the main concern with red dye 3. There are other concerns with other food dyes that we think of more commonly in pediatric patients, but specifically for red dye 3, the concern has been these studies looking at thyroid cancer associated with rats that were done in the 80s.
So we're seeing some of those foods there. Can you talk about what kind of foods we often see this in?
Yeah, so oftentimes the foods that you're going to see red dye number 3 in are going to be your candies. So things like Peeps are still made with red dye 3. You're going to be seeing it in some jelly beans. Oftentimes the cookies that look very bright red, or the icings, even in things like sausages and vegan types of bacon sometimes can have some of this red dye in it, different types of rice. So there's a lot of different foods that actually can contain red dye 3. Now, they've switched a lot of the companies already over to red dye 40. And so a lot of times you're noticing that you're not really finding the red dye 3, now you're finding the red dye 40.
And so talk a little bit about this, because you mentioned this at the top. You often hear that parents avoid giving their kids anything with dye in general, regardless of the number. Why is that? Why is dye so bad if someone is listening today and they want to know why that's the case?
I think we're really coming to this renaissance in kind of healthy eating and parents understanding that there are things in our food that could not be beneficial for our children, could be dangerous to both our children and to the adults that eat them. And so parents are becoming more and more aware of that and hesitant about giving their children anything that has any type of artificial colors or dyes or preservatives in them, just because of the concerns regarding whether it's behavioral changes or hypersensitivity reactions, or just that those foods in general are not as healthy for the children.
And that's it, everybody. I'm telling you, I've been saying this for a long time. You need to read what's in your food. You need to stop giving the kids 50,000 pounds of sugar. Oh my God, man. And we're always like, well, I did it when I was my age. Maybe we should break that. We should be breaking that. This stuff is so unhealthy. This stuff is no good for anybody. As far as I'm concerned, man, they should just take it and set it all on fire and start fresh. Every company should be torn down, destroyed, paused, and if you are using any type of anything that is not consumable or should not be processed by the human body, then you need to take it all out. You need to take it all out. Why do you think people in like Italy and wherever, other countries, like they eat pasta, they eat bread, they eat all kinds of shit? You eat that here, you're a fat fuck. Why? Because of everything that we put in the food. And I just feel bad for all the people that have unfortunately fallen victim to this and can't stop stuffing their face now, and they're like 400 pounds. Because our government, our food industry, it did it. They did it, and they did it on purpose. They did it on purpose. Because now you're sick, and now you can go get pills that won't make you any better, and now you can go keep eating the food that's not going to make you any better, and then you've given all your money to the food and the medical industry, and then you die broke and in debt. So I guess it's working perfectly. It's terrible. Sugar substitute may harm brain, blood vessel health. So there is a substitute out. I was wondering if it was has anybody seen, the sugar alcohol or alcohol sugar in their food? I thought that's what we were talking about on here. But this is, I guess, a healthier sugar alternative. So, new research suggests that erythritol, a popular low-calorie sweetener, may impair blood vessel health by disrupting the brain's production of nitric oxide. Cells exposed to typical erythritol levels show increased oxidative stress and reduced nitric oxide, potentially impairing blood flow. The mechanism could help explain previous links between erythritol consumption and higher risk of heart attack and stroke. While marketed as a healthier sugar alternative, experts caution that more research is needed to fully understand erythritol's long-term vascular effects. Now, what is erythritol? Erythritol is a low-calorie sugar substitute found in many sugar-free products, including energy drinks, snack foods, and protein bars. Like other sugar alcohols, erythritol is popular because it does not affect the blood glucose and insulin levels as much as sugar. So the sugar alcohols fuck up your glucose and shit. So it's on the same level as the sugar alcohols, which I just said are absolutely horrible for us. Okay, so that's why. So it is in that category. I was right. Fucking gross, everybody. Absolutely gross. Let's watch a video.
Is your sugar substitute harming your brain? When it comes to sugar alternatives, erythritol has often been seen as one of the healthier options. It's low in calories, doesn't spike blood sugar, and shows up in everything from protein bars to energy drinks. But new research is raising important concerns about how safe it really is, particularly for our blood vessels and brain health. At the 2025 American Physiology Summit, scientists shared findings that erythritol, even at levels found in just one sugar-free beverage, can cause significant cellular stress in the tiny blood vessels of the brain. Specifically, cells exposed to erythritol showed higher oxidative stress and produced less nitric oxide, a critical compound that helps our blood vessels relax and dilate properly. When nitric oxide levels drop, blood flow can become restricted, which increases the risk of serious cardiovascular events like heart attacks and strokes. While erythritol continues to be marketed as a safer choice for blood sugar control, these new findings suggest we need to take a much closer look at its broader effects on vascular health. Until more research is available, experts recommend that we all be mindful about how much erythritol we consume each day, because sometimes the so-called healthier option might not be as safe as it seems.
Whoa. Whoa. That is terrible, everybody. It's absolutely terrible. This is why I keep bringing this shit up, though, because, you know, it just goes to show you that what they put in the food, they're not always testing it. They're not always making sure that it's okay for us to consume it. You can't trust these people. And that's what scares me the most, is that nobody, I don't know. I feel like you all think that they know what the fuck they're doing because they got a scientist fucking coat on, and they put it into a pretty package and they put it on a shelf for you to consume. So you automatically assume that this is okay for me to eat. And it's not. Warning, extended. Speed cameras catch 30,000 speeders, everybody, weekly in Honolulu. In Honolulu, dude. I told you, these things are coming. They're coming. They're getting bigger, more popular, and the amount of effort to catch speeders with these cameras, it costs probably a couple $1 million to get all the cameras in place, right? Think of how well they're going to pay themselves off after catching 30,000 speeders. Like, I don't think it's going to be difficult to pay to have it pay itself back, you know? And everybody's going to look at it like this, right? Hold on. They're going to look at it like this, right? So if I buy $3.5 million worth of traffic cameras and I put them all around my town, right? I catch 30,000 speeders at how much a ticket? They give them the number, $145, let's say. I know that's probably too small, maybe too large. I don't know. 30,000 times 145. What do you got? I'll tell you what you got because I have a calculator right here because I can't do that in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 145. You have got $4.35 million with no way to fight the ticket, no way to have innocence. So literally every single one of those snapshots was a guilty verdict because you have no way to fight a camera. It's a camera. It caught you. So that is 30,000 guilties. Loss of license, fines, everything. That is going to entice everybody to buy these things. They're going to be like, oh, I can literally spend $3.5 million, and as soon as I catch 30,000 people, I made 4.3. So I just made money. So I paid you back in less than a month, and I made $1 million. No brainer, everybody. Soon as they see the money, the evil money, money. Yes. You see what I'm saying, though? I mean, this is, I don't even want, I mean, we could watch the video, but I mean, fuck, dude. Everybody's going to get these. The future of infrastructure. Civil engineers discuss robots, origami homes, and smart cities, everybody. Oh, the smart cities. Yes. One of my favorite things, right? Check this out. We're just going to jump into a video.
Imagine a world where you can fold up your home like origami and take it to go. Skip the traffic by soaring to the skies and 3D print bridges. These innovations are actually closer to reality than you'd think. We spoke to civil engineers in the midst of developing groundbreaking technologies to improve our crumbling infrastructure. What do these experts envision for our future? Let's take a look.
Infrastructure is something that everyone uses every day. And even if you can't see it, it's critical to everything that you're able to do in your daily life.
America's infrastructure is at a critical crossroads. As civil engineers design our future, they're tackling a number of issues: aging infrastructure, climate change, and increased urbanization in areas prone to extreme events like earthquakes, wildfires, and flooding.
We've seen with climate change that different structures are facing different loadings than they were initially designed for originally, and as a result, they need to be either redesigned or rethought of in terms of how they can be more durable.
This is Jason McCormick. He's a professor of civil and environmental engineering at the University of Michigan.
So I've been involved with research looking at kind of innovative approaches to limiting damage to structures as a result of seismic events and extreme loading events.
McCormick has been testing new materials like polymer and metal foams.
They're fairly lightweight, but they can do things like maybe inhibit local buckling for a particular steel member, or be used in a floor system to reduce the weight of that floor system while still providing the rigidity and safety that's needed under, say, an extreme loading event.
Onto the emerging tech side, 3D printing can be used to build structures like houses. In 2021, a Dutch robotics company called MC3D built a 12-meter 3D printed stainless steel bridge in Amsterdam.
What?
But experts say 3D printing technology is not quite there yet to mass produce large-scale structures.
It's going to be very useful in creating kind of innovative one-off solutions or repairing, say, something that's been damaged that was designed 50 years ago and there's no longer a mold to cast it in iron or something along those lines.
Engineers at the University of Michigan are also working on ways robots can help with construction.
So some things that are being looked at is so heavy lifts, repetitive motion, so bringing materials to the right location so that humans don't have to kind of go between different locations. It saves on kind of
look at that
tear
thing
on the body.
I think that's only going to improve construction efficiency, lower costs, and make construction safer so that we can build more buildings more quickly to accommodate the needs that society has.
Damn, that's crazy. All right, so this video goes on for quite some time. Very, very interesting, right? Being able to 3D print bridges. I mean, I think making the 3D printing to giant scale is probably going to be, another innovation that really takes us to somewhere else. You know what I mean? 3D printing is huge. And if we could just 3D print an entire building, imagine if you, not even just like the structure itself. What if it actually what if you could get a whole bunch of 3D printers, right? These little 3D printers that move around. This one builds chairs and desks. This one does and it just starts, and it prints the whole thing. So by the time they're all done, all the robots are done 3D printing a building, you literally open the door, walk in, full power, TV, whatever, just done. Well, maybe not TVs. I don't think they could 3D print the TV itself. So certain things probably won't be able to be 3D printed, and you might still have to bring it in the building. But wouldn't that be something where we just got to the point where every level of the building was just fully finished? Every single level, as it moved up, and it just finishes the roof, and then, people can just walk right in, and then, of course, those robots did that in a month. We got a 23-story skyscraper. Started at the beginning of the month, just finished it, fully furnished and ready to go. So, scary AI-powered swarm robots team up to build cars faster than ever. Now, why do they call them scary? Cyber Guy. The automotive industry is undergoing semetic shift in driven integration of AI-powered humanoid robots, UB Tech Robotics, in collaboration with Zerker, has pioneered a groundbreaking initiative where swarm robots work together, build cars faster, more efficiently than ever before. But is this technology advancement a leap toward innovation or a step closer to human replacement? It's a step closer to human replacement, everybody. Keep telling you this. You're not going to be able to find a job because the robots are going to start taking them. And they're going to be way worse than the immigrants because you ain't going to be able to ship them anywhere. They're going to be like, we were made for this. You can't get rid of me.
At Zeekr's cutting-edge 5G factory in China, dozens of these S1 humanoid robots are tackling complex tasks like lifting heavy boxes, handling soft materials, and even precision assembly.
They're communicating with each other.
I want you to know. This is what makes these robots different. They use swarm intelligence, which essentially means a decentralized, self-organized network where robots share data and learn from each other in real time to communicate and coordinate seamlessly, making decisions with human-like common sense. Now, for Star Trek fans, think of the Borg. Yeah, they're not just single-task machines anymore, they're a collaborative force. But here's the thing I've got some serious questions about. Are they the future of technical innovation, or is this the beginning of human replacement?
Obviously, it's human replacement, everybody. We don't want to do these jobs anymore. So people are going to sit here and complain, the robots are taking my job, all right? I think I got another one in here that's going to blow your mind too. But, I mean, at the end of the day, man, that's what this is all about. It's all about getting rid of us, right? It's going to keep us safe. It's going to make life better for us. No, I told you. We'll bring back all the factories' jobs. They will all be filled with robots. We still have no jobs. They're going to literally be doing everything. And right now, if you are not developing the best, fastest, most humanoid, you're already falling behind. This is what everybody's races to. I mean, the amount of stuff going on with these things, the way that they're moving, the human likeness that we are at right now, May 15th, 2025, compared to May 15th, 2024, it's like it went a decade already. In the advancement. It's crazy. It's been a year. It's been a year. So, robots make burger at U.S. restaurant. Serve meals in 27 seconds to boost fast food prep. What? So now they're in fast food. New restaurant concept in Los Gatos, California, is using robots to precisely and quickly assemble meals. The restaurant, unveiled by ABB Robotics and Burger Bots, uses ABB's IRB 360 Flex Picker and Yummy collaborative robot. Let's see. Entire process takes just 27 seconds per burger.
BurgerBots is a food assembling machine that assembles burgers. It's here for consistency, transparency, and efficiency in the world of food. I wanted to take away the task that has the most turnover, the jobs that people don't want to do. We're here to elevate the restaurant force.
BurgerBots shows what's possible when ABB's robotics innovation steps out of the factory and into the kitchen. Our robots are bringing industrial precision, speed, hygiene, and reliability to one of the most exciting, fast-moving industries out there.
Definitely interesting. I think it's going to really transform the food industry. I was completely amazed by the complexity of the whole thing.
The combination of the human hand and the robot hand together, just spectacular.
There's a predictability of knowing that this is going to be precise every single time.
BurgerBot essentially does all of the jobs that you don't want to do. It's really quick, really efficient, and yeah, it's as simple as dropping off a patty and letting it do its thing.
The message from the restaurant industry was clear. Robots bring speed and efficiency and can also help them overcome labor shortages and recruitment gaps. In fact, when we asked the industry, 89% of hospitality managers and 73% of workers were open to the idea of introducing robotics into their business. But the real surprise? Many saw robots as a way to spend even more time with customers. By taking care of the repetitive work, they let people focus on what really matters. That's the magic of hospitality. A great food, a great service, and unforgettable moments.
I guess that's a really good point. Yeah, that is lost because you're so busy making and doing that the chances to interact with the customers as much as you want to or should is not there. You know, everybody's shorthanded, so all hands on deck. And unfortunately, you know, we have the same problem in the tire industry because tires are like getting fast food or a meal. Actually, it's more like getting a meal at a fine dine restaurant. It takes hours. And everybody wants it to be like Burger King, where they're in and out in 20. Not sure where the message got lost. I heard a lady tell me, why can't they just pop on and off 4 tires? Man, if we just popped on and off 4 tires, would you feel safe driving on them on the road? The fact that it takes an hour to change 4 tires is a short amount of time. So from a safety aspect, I wouldn't want it to be any faster than that. Because you are really relying on your tires to make sure that you're safe on the road. So, I don't know. Small message to anybody out there listening. When the robots do it, it'll probably be even slower. And, nope, you can't just pop on and off a tire ever. If you could, we'd all be in trouble. But these robots making sandwiches, woo! That's it. Food industry is changing, everybody. Every industry is changing. Oh, my God. What a world we're coming into, man. What a world we're coming into, and we are coming into. Check this out, everybody. This is some wild stuff, man. I just love Look, it fascinates me. I'm intrigued by it, but it is all scary at the end of the day. Because once these things can do basically everything we can, we are in trouble, everybody. We are in trouble. But check this out.
We're here at NVIDIA GTC for a very special on-the-ground edition of What the Future. As you can see, there's a lot of great robots here. We're going to show you all
it's the grasshopper.
we saw and some we didn't. Let's get into it.
NVIDIA GTC brought out robots I'd never seen in person before, like Neo Gamma,
Whoa.
familiar faces performing new feats like Digit, and leading humans in the robotics business. We caught up with industry leaders from Boston Dynamics, Agility Robotics, 1X, and Disney to learn more about the specific challenges each company is trying to solve.
Well, Disney's been making robots forever.
And the technology that might help them get there. 1X had its Neo Gamma robot on display in a home-like environment, picking up a watering can, posing for pictures with the crowd, and vacuuming.
We're coming for you, Romba. Watch out.
1X co-founder and CEO Bont Bernick told us the demo involved a mix of autonomy and human operation, or as he called it, mixed autonomy.
In the beginning, in your home, the first few days, there will be a lot of teleoperations. You just want to bootstrap to where you can get the robot to successfully do the thing often enough that is useful.
Once the robot starts being successful in performing its new task often enough, Bernick says it will start autonomously improving, learning from its own failures.
What we are selling now in 2025 is not Rosie the robot. It's a journey to Rosie the robot. And if you want to be part of that journey, like I always wanted to be that since I was a kid, then this is for you.
1X says its Neo robot will cost less than a car and start being deployed to paying customers later this year.
Wow, dude, that's wild. It's not Rosie, but we're on the way to Rosie. Holy shit, everybody. That's crazy, man. I like how he said he's going for the Roomba. I mean, that thing is great and stupid all at the same time because I have a house full of dog gates, so I can't have one of those things, but I wouldn't have one of these things either. What do they cost? $17,000, $18,000, $90,000? I don't know. I can't afford anything anymore. Oh, my God. Going into Boston Dynamics, we've been checking out so many of the humanoids, and this one never ceases to not amaze me. It is going to go through all of the new motions that it has acquired, programmed, and been built for. This thing is crazy now. Let's check it out.
It can run, crawl, and do cartwheels. This is Boston Dynamics' advanced humanoid robot, Atlas. It's all electric, capable of performing complex tasks like sorting car parts and maneuvering heavy loads, and will put these skills to the test on the factory floor. And while robots like Atlas could eventually end up in homes, Kindersma thinks safety issues means they will remain in industrial settings for years to come.
And you might ask, well, why do we need to build elite athlete humanoids? And it's a very fair question. And we think that a lot of the jobs that you might want a humanoid to actually do are the kind of jobs where it's basically backbreaking labor for a person to do. These are really challenging, ergonomically unfit tasks that we ask people to do or need people to do right now. And we think that robots will be much better suited for those.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, man. I mean, you know what? I'm going to try and find it right now. Right now, for all of you out there, I'm going to try and find this video. Let's see here. A mechanic needs 20 to 30 minutes to replace 4 wheels on a car on average. That's just to replace wheels, people, not the tires. Our innovation can decrease this time by around 75% less. Look at this. This is how it would work. Now, this is just a concept. There you go. It's going to lift the car up. What the hell is going to do? Oh, what? Get out of here. Look at this shit, everybody. Oh, yeah, look at that. A way to grab the wheel. It's got the 5 lugs. What do you do with a 6? Automatic torque wrench. What? Sits right on it. Backs out the lugs. Man, imagine if you had a shitty car, though. And then it's going to drop the old tire. Now, where do the lugs go? Oh, it's still... Oh, wow, it's still stuck in there. Oh, isn't that... So when they put it back... with precision. Now, you got to remember, these are lug studs, not lug nuts, which are way more difficult to do. Much more of a pain in the ass in the tire industry. But it just goes on there. Fuck you, dude. Yeah, that's way faster. I mean, it's a no-brainer. This is exactly the width of 4 tires. So a human would have to load those on there. So a human is still putting the rubber on the rim. But I mean, to have perfect torque on the lug nuts, to not have to break your back and put, you know what I mean? Like, this would be a giant move in a great direction. But how long before the robot is actually flipping the rubber, right? How long? I don't know, but I wanted to show everybody that. I thought it was crazy. And now, let's have some fun. So this here, man goes missing after showing how to cook with no heat. Look, everybody, this is what I'm talking about. Energy, uncontrollable, it's not uncontrollable. The fact that they won't let us obtain this energy that we can literally pull from the earth blows my mind.
Did you ever fry an egg on a cold stove? It's no trick at all if you have the right equipment. This is a cold hot plate. And because it's cold, you can make it out of wood, if you like. Just be sure that there's a coil of wire inside and that you connect that coil to a high voltage alternating current source. The rest is easy. As long as we're being different, we'll use motor oil instead of Crisco. The egg fries very quickly. The stove remains perfectly cold. In fact, if you wish to keep it handy, you can fry your egg on the morning newspaper. With a gadget like this, you can get up in the morning, sit on the stove, read the morning newspaper, and fry the eggs in your lap.
What? I mean, what the fuck, dude? That's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy. Who is this guy? I did catch the motor oil part. Yeah. What? AKA canola, vegetable, petroleum-based oil instead of Crisco. Look, it's all the same shit, everybody. Yeah, no kidding. He did that on purpose because that's what you're actually cooking your shit in. You have to remember that that oil, that garbage that everybody cooks with was invented to keep machinery gears lubricated. So think about that the next time you use a canola oil, which is like one of the worst oils you could ever fucking use. Seriously. Now, who's in the repo business? I'm not. I would hate to have my car repoed. Luckily, it's never happened to me. But there is a way now to make sure that, people stay safe when they're repoing cars. Check out this robot that could be stealing your car tomorrow. This is crazy, everybody. I love this stuff. It's so neat, but it's so creepy at the same time. So check this robot out.
Robot can steal your car in just 5 seconds, and not even the most advanced security systems can stop it. In China, revolutionary robots have been developed that can hijack any vehicle in a matter of seconds. If you think they can't lift a car that weighs several tons, you're seriously mistaken. One such robot can handle up to 15 tons, meaning it can easily steal even a massive truck. Criminals don't need tow trucks or to hide the car anymore. One robot can do it all. So how does it work? First, the robot slides under the car, lifts it using a special platform, and locks onto the wheels. Then, it drives the car away like a toy. It happens so fast that even if the owner sees it, they won't have time to react before the car is already gone, headed straight for parts. In some cities, these robots are even used against drivers who park illegally. After that, the cars vanish forever and are never found again. Share this video with your friends so they know what to watch out for.
Wait a minute. They steal the cars and then they just disappear forever and they vanish. What are they doing with them? I mean, the way that we're doing the car stacking, the car garages, these car robots, this is awesome, dude. Like, think about it. You got people that don't pay for their car, they steal it, whatever, and then you can send out these little robots and be like, brrr, and it just goes right underneath the vehicle, and it's gone without a trace. Probably one of the cooler robots I've seen so far. I would hate to have it happen to me, but I guess it would be a little bit less dangerous for people who actually get paid to find these vehicles and obtain them or repossess them, So, hey, I told you, the robots are going to do everything. We are not going to be needed one day, people. I don't know why we can't see this writing on the wall. Andy/Storm, a.k.a. Shamputi, twists the innocence of playful world into provocative objects, the guillotine, the electric chair, the toy-shaped bang, between art, social criticism, and Marquib fascination. His creations leave no one indifferent. What do you think? Genius or simple provocation? Dark humor. Yeah, so I just thought it was very interesting. Now, if I do this, look at this. I can read the whole thing to you guys. Children's toys. Let's do this way. I can use my translator. So the first one, isn't that interesting? It just says a knuckle duster that looks like it came straight out of, I don't know what, a movie? And then, this is so wild, dude. Look at this. This is an electric chair, everybody. And I think that's exactly what it says. It says electric chair. A Fisher-Price electric chair. A toy that looks like a bong. Did you see that? That was an oven in a coffin. That was it was incinerator. That looks like cocaine, keys, mirror, credit card. This is the His series, is what it says. Look at the clown's giving you the finger. It's giving you the finger, everybody. What's it say? Recreate and play. See, I don't think all of these actually say what they're supposed to. Oh, because it had more words. Look at this. A lighter, candle, syringe, a spoon. Dude, who made these toys? Single mother and son? A vest? I mean, what does that say? So crazy that that's a bomb vest. A Gatling gun, a biohazard cooler, a guillotine that was a basketball net, but they kind of flipped that all around, huh? That's so creepy, dude. That is a taser. And I don't know if you saw that, but they pressed a button and the electricity actually worked. Do you remember this sandbox when you were a kid? They miniaturized it and turned it into an ashtray. Look at, oh no, he killed the horsey and put its head up on the, it's terrible. Tramp stamp kit, we don't need that. Oh, what are they doing here? Look at, it's a Fisher-Price house under a disturbing prism. So is this prison? Let's see, they're gonna go closer. I mean, you just look at all these things. Bottle opener, a butterfly knife, cigarette dispensing machine, a cross? Like, what is this? It's still got the little hammer and stuff on it. I don't know if these are AI generated. Hungry hippos eating pills. The prison bus. A margarita sipping glass, everybody. What? The homeless cart, right? Collecting the cans. Oh, look, it's a prison, what do they call it there? Where you go and see the person and you're talking to them through the window and the phones. God damn it, what is that called? I know it's a visitors, but they call it something. I'm drawing a blank right now. What is this one? Oh, it's a condom dispenser. Oh, that's good. A bomb? Pill bottles? Police shield and baton? Those are going for actual money? They are. They're selling those. So these toys are actually for sale in China or Japan or wherever the hell they're making these things. But aren't those wild, everybody? I mean, I just find it all to be so interesting. The stuff that we're coming up with today, the stuff that's happening today, where we are today is just so wild. It's wild, everybody. And if you don't think that this is a great time to be alive, I mean, this is where it's at, everybody. Nobody wants to go and actually live in the past and deal with hunger and famine and uncontrollable viruses and death by simple cut of the finger or something. You know what I mean? Like, that stuff happened. People died from a simple cut to their finger in the past. And today, we throw a Band-Aid on and we move on with our day. This is where it's at, everybody. This is the future. We are here. We're in it. And it's an exciting, exciting time. I had a lot of fun with everybody here today. I do want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. As always, you're the reason I keep coming back week after week. If you're new, remember to subscribe. You want an opportunity to tell your story, be on the podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. Send an audio, video, or type it out. And the Linktree link. It's in the description below the link, along with all the links in today's podcast. And on that note, I hope you all have an amazing rest of your Thursday. I hope you enjoy your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.